Hello, I'm Max Cheney. In a moment we'll hear from Debbie Welsh on the philosophy of coaching. I hope you have already looked at the overview for online coach training and the coach. These sessions will help put this one in context. The philosophy of coaching discusses the principles that support giving feedback to members. Please now enjoy the philosophy of coaching presented by Debbie Welsh. Debbie, what is the philosophy of coaching?
We've touched on select, explain, demonstrate in the coach, and we'll cover it in more detail in session 5. This is Rostrum's preferred formula for coaches to arrange and present their feedback to members. However, coaching is more than just about formulas, and a coach needs to be aware of the members' needs, abilities, experience, expectation, and personal traits. The guiding principles on how we deliver feedback to members form the philosophy of coaching.
What then are the guiding principles behind effective delivery of feedback?
Well, Max, there are several. First of all, be sensitive. When you're providing feedback to a member, you're giving a presentation, and like any other presentation, you must be aware of your audience reaction. By making eye contact with the person that you are coaching, you'll know whether you're making a connection or not. If the member is unresponsive or perhaps looks uncomfortable, then focus on a good point and encourage them. Next, be empathetic. A team or an individual performs much better if they feel that their circumstances are understood. By explaining that you understand the background, for instance, the speaker's experience or the difficulty of the topic, this will put your feedback in context. It will also make the speaker feel more comfortable. A coach should always be positive. This can be done in 2 ways. Firstly, be positive in your presentation. If you are enthusiastic and positive, then the person being coached will be positive too. Secondly, in your feedback, build on strengths. New members may not benefit from a point to improve at the early stages, and experienced members need to be encouraged and to know what they have done right. In providing the point for improvement, you're not telling the member off. Use the point for improvement to show the member how their skills and confidence will grow by taking on board the coach's feedback. Usually, the coach will be the last person to get up to speak. Therefore, you should be informative and interesting. Remember, the whole group is listening to you when you provide your feedback. You may decide to generalise your feedback so that it fits with the whole club rather than just the individual member involved in the activity, if that is suitable. Remember that each time you get up, you are able to help the club and the members grow, so you should know your material.
What should a coach do if he or she feels uncomfortable giving feedback, Debbie?
Thanks, Max. Yes, a coach should always know his or her limitations. You may be asked to coach someone who's a better speaker than you, someone who has a different style to you, or someone who is speaking on a topic for which you have a dislike. And there may be many other situations where you feel uncomfortable. If a coach focuses on the structure and the presentation skills of the presenter, then any bias they have towards that speaker or towards the topic should be eliminated. The preference is to focus on how something is being said, not what is being said. How you deal with these sorts of challenges in your coaching will determine what kind of coach you are in the long term.
So how do you coach members that you've heard many times before?
Max, this often happens in a club situation, and a coach must be vigilant in not stereotyping members. Every member will speak in a different manner, and this manner is often unique to them. This is a good thing, and a coach should encourage members to have their own unique style. Taking this on board, a coach must avoid stereotyping. Don't expect members to perform in the same manner or the same way each time. Remember to evaluate members as they are each time.
And how should a coach view his or her role?
A coach should be proud of his or her contribution, enjoy the role, and be glad that they are able to help others. In this session, we have discussed some principles that support giving effective feedback to members. There are others, but these are the ones that you should pay attention to first. Be sensitive to how your feedback is being received by your audience. Be empathetic. Make the member feel you can understand their circumstances. Be positive. Be positive and enthusiastic in your presentation. In your feedback, build on strengths. Be informative. Each time you get up to speak, you have the opportunity to help your members and the club in their growth. You should therefore know your material. Know your limitations. Focus on the presentation skills and structure aspects of a speech and avoid expressing personal bias. Avoid stereotyping. Every individual speaker performs in a different manner. Evaluate each speaker as they are each time. And finally, be proud of your contribution. Enjoy your role as coach and be proud of the fact that you are able to help others.
Thanks, Debbie, for this session on the philosophy of coaching. In the philosophy of coaching, the principles that support giving feedback to members are discussed. Make sure that you do the test for this session. The next session we recommend you watch is The Role of the Coach.